Definitely something wrong with second gear. All right. So we did get the VXSS down to my mates at City Discount Tires here in Belmont. And look, they had it for the day. They looked over this thing, and surprisingly enough, not as big a list as I was anticipating. So they're not a gearbox specialist, but they basically had a couple of laps in this thing, and they reckon it's a very high stall, possibly like a tune or something. So I will probably have to get it looked at again, but I am currently about to leave today to go to Dubai and America. So I had to get this thing checked over quickly. And look, we're just gonna go through the stuff that he found. Coolant level low, no visible leaks, topped up monitor. So when I dropped it off to him, the light had actually just popped up. The little coolant light came on. So possibly just from sitting around a couple of weeks, maybe a slow leak somewhere. Power steering level was low. There is a small leak on the pump. Again, that's pretty standard. The VZ was the same. Even my F6, I think, is the same. Rear differential pinion leak. So the diff is new. Now, I don't know if they just didn't put it in right, or maybe that's a different seal that gets reused, but apparently, again, the gearbox was redone very recently, and the diff as well. Now, I've got parts in the boot that were meant to go in. I think it's the diff bushes or something like that. They didn't put them in when they did the diff. I don't know why, but I've got the parts in the back. Those will go in eventually. We got rear brake pads low, less than 3 mil. We don't need to change that. Of course the rear brake pads are low. It's a VXSS, lad. Recommend a brake flush. Yeah, that's standard stuff. Front brake rotors are warped a bit. Again, standard Commodore things. So we got caster arm bushes are worn. Again, pretty standard. Just bushes, you know, small leaks around the joint. Engine oil has a small leak from the sump gasket. Trans fluid leak. So suspected trans sump gasket. Yeah, it's a little frustrating since the gearbox was pretty much just done. I don't know, I think the guy obviously was doing this on a budget and just doing, you know, cutting some corners clearly. But anyways, it's minor things here. Driver's airbag light came on, he got that off, that's fine. Suspected left rear bearing is worn. Yeah, I have heard, I thought one of the wheels might have had a bearing. I could hear a slight vibration. Oh, I'm hearing something. There's a little bit of a, maybe I don't got the bags fully up, I don't know, there's a little bit of but again, we'll get that fixed, that's easy. Exhaust hangers at the back, yep, they are very loose. Spoiler needs to be re-secured, we know about that. And yeah, there's a strut brace on the front over the engine. It just hasn't been put on. They took it off, obviously, when they pulled the engine out, and they just didn't put it back on. It's in the back of the car. Recommended general oil service, clean the OTR filter. Mate, this is the most basic shit. Like, I get a few leaks and whatever. Like, honestly, I've parked it out in front and I've moved it. I haven't really noticed that many, like, it's nothing major. You might have like a small, tiny little leak somewhere, but it's not bad. And dude, for the price we paid for this thing, I think that's pretty reasonable. Now, I have been pretty afraid to drive this thing because not only does it not want to shift into second unless you're really on it, it's just so damn loud. You know, like, this thing is a cop magnet just in terms of the exhaust. So I don't know what we're gonna do, if we're gonna put a valve on this thing or maybe change it down the line. I like it loud, you know what I'm like, but this thing just idling, if there's a cop next to you, man, this thing is gonna get stickered ASAP. And then we're in for some real trouble. This list is absolutely, that's a good sign. Hopefully, when we take it back to suss out this gearbox a little bit more, hopefully it is just going to be a tune, but it definitely does feel like it's got a higher stall. But the boys down at the shop, they reckon that this feels like it's by design. So it doesn't feel like it's broken to them, it just feels like somebody has wanted something really aggressive, and that's just how they did it. So we might just have to retune this thing, maybe that'll help. But yeah, give us some ideas too for wheels. I'm not sure, I don't want to go the walkies again. I do love walkies, but I think we got to go something different for the VX. Again, I'm rocking the B&B shirt today, but I actually don't think we're gonna need their assistance on this build because, man, the interior, again, it's absolutely mint. Dude, it's not bad. You know, there's some cracks and a few little wear and tear marks, but in general, it's tidy as. We might need their assistance. Hey, come on, boys. We might need some B&B love on this steering wheel, eh? It's got a bit of a rip there. Maybe we can do something cool, custom on the wheel at least. That might be a nice B&B touch. And yes, hopefully we have some more videos with them coming up in the future. We might be, but guys, it's not bad. I was expecting this to have a massive issue. Again, I know we haven't really got to the root of the gearbox shifting issue, but it does sort of feel like it is a high stall, and you've got to get it up to like 4,000 RPMs roughly before this thing really wants to shift and kind of either go really slowly or really fast. I gotta say, for the money we spent on this thing, guys, again, 8 grand, I think that's a win. It's got airbags, cam, LS1. That is a win. I think that's a win. And basically minor stuff, who knows? Martini motor stylings. I might have to hit you up again, bro. Get you another flight out here. Possibly give it a wrap, who knows? Jono, we might have to hit you up, boy. But I don't know, maybe a solid buff. I'll try my luck at buffing this thing and giving it a massive clean. Love the rear end on this car, especially when it's bagged and sacked. It is hot. But that's the video, guys. Did we buy a lemon? What do you think? I don't know. I think we're gonna be all right. Definitely something going on with the gearbox we're gonna have to get fixed, but I don't think it's broken. I think it is literally just by design, a tune, something along those lines. So I think we should be right. And our mate in Sydney, Misfire, he's gonna have to probably check this thing out eventually. Maybe once we get the rest of the car sorted, he'll maybe be able to give it some love. What do you reckon, brother? We'll see. Yeah, that's the video, guys. If you enjoy this content, you're enjoying the VX build, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, like the video, and we'll see you guys on that next one.